Patrick.
We talked about the adults table before with the United States and Moscow. Well, this is the kids table. They convened an emergency session in Paris led by Emmanuel Macron. You can see the lovely Darth helmet, Ursula von der Leyen there in the foreground with the new NATO Secretary General Mark Rutte and otherwise unimpressive number of people in suits sitting around the table. I believe the British Prime Minister is in the back there, Keir Starmer. So Europe's back together, Brian. This is very exciting. So lots going on at the kids' table. But what's not being discussed is this. And we're looking at the Finnish press here, and we spotted something thanks to our friend in Scandinavia. One of my research cohorts basically found this, and we translated it here. This is from a Finnish MEP. We'll give us a quick translation. The U.S. has given 3 weeks to accept a Ukrainian surrender. This was told to Mika Aaltola. He is a Finnish member of Parliament for Europe. He said the U.S. has issued an ultimatum demanding that Europe agree on terms of Ukraine's surrender within 3 weeks. If not, the U.S. intends to withdraw its forces from Eastern Europe. Now, that should be on the front page of The Guardian, should be on the front page of The Times and in the BBC, but I've yet to see it, Brian.
It's the wrong message. It's the wrong message, Patrick. Unlikely.
So pretty shocking. So if you see more about this, you know where you saw it first here. And this is the real question here. Desperate measures, the EU increasing defense spending for more war in Ukraine, but for how long? For how long? The EU's now put together a 6 billion euro package for Zelensky to keep this losing war going. Meanwhile, the United States is basically having rapprochement with Moscow, Brian. So if Russia's not a threat to the U.S., how could Russia be a threat to Europe unless Europe wants Russia to be a threat to it? This is the burning question. It's obvious now. The masks are off, Brian. Everybody can see what the agenda is. So that's the question. How long will this go on? That's the big question. And everybody is losing their minds over this. Not least of all, one of our favorites here. This is one of the great tweets of the week. The Jules says, how long before the science changes on this one, Piers Morgan? Vladimir Zelensky is not a dictator, says Piers Morgan. Vladimir Putin is a dictator. Zelensky didn't start the war in Ukraine. Putin did. Hope this clarifies things for anybody who is confused. It's not as if Piers Morgan's ever been wrong about anything before, Brian. He's always on point on every major event. He's uncanny like that. COVID, vaccines, and the list goes on.
He's part of the kids' table. He's part of the kids' table. Mark, let's bring you on screen.